What's up everyone, this is GM with another product. This is E-Element's X2000 Mechanical Gaming Keyboard. It has blue switches designed for longevity, responsiveness, and durability, mechanical keys with medium resistance, audible click sound, and tactile feedback, 50 million times keystroke test, includes 5 spare switches for replacement. Blue switches are the clicky ones of the switches you might hear about. That's compared to like blue and red switches. It has anti-ghosting, 104 keys, and key rollover, allowing multi-keys to work simultaneously with high speed. Each key is controlled by independent switch. Lets you enjoy high-grade games with fast response. Programmable full RGB backlight. You can program all the keys to be the same color or whatever color you want with no driver needed. 10 RGB backlight mode, double shot injected molded keycaps for crystal clear backlight. And then we also have top quality metal and ABS construction. Gold-plated USB connector stands up to hardcore gaming and works with PC and Mac. Tried it on both, worked just fine for me. It's water resistance for 4 drain holes. It's about 16.9 by 4.8 by 1.5 inches and weighs about 2 pounds. It's 30-day hassle-free money-back guarantee and a 12-month warranty. My bad, guys. So in the box, of course, we have the keyboard, and then we also have a keycap removal tool, switch removal tool, 5 spare switches, and a manual that's both in English and Chinese. I'll show the tools and the switches a little bit later in this video. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I like to show the bottom first. It is water resistant and has 4 drain holes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The water will just come out through those. It has gold-plated USB connector, anti-interference electromagnetic loop, and an aluminum alloy panel. It also has kickstands, as you can see here and on the other side. Both of them have rubber padding on them, and they also have rubber padding on the corners of both sides of the keyboard, so it won't skid around. Don't worry about that. I've tried. It's really sturdy. Alright everyone, so I went ahead and plugged it in. I'll go over the lighting modes and all that real quick. But first I wanted to go ahead and point out some of the key things that I don't want to have to keep repeating during every mode. And that's function and up or down, increases and decreases brightness respectively. So it has 5 brightness modes. It says 4 in the manual. I count it as 5 because I count the one it's on as 1. Then 2, 3, 4, 5. And it gets really dim, which I like. It's not off, it's just really dim. So I'm just going to put that all the way up. Alright, now for, oh, and then another thing is function and left and right will like increase or decrease the speed of the transitions that are happening in the lighting modes. So I'll go ahead and start this real quick. So function and delete is, or sorry, function and insert is how you switch modes. Oh, I forgot another thing. Function and delete will switch the color. So red, yellow, green, light blue, dark blue, pink or purple, whatever you decide you want to call it, and then white, and then back to red. And it cycles through them. So yeah. Now, function and insert, it has a little M under it. That stands for mode. So first mode, oh, sorry, the other mode was the first mode. So let me go and go back to the very beginning. So this is the first mode, which is just lit steady mode. And then the next mode is this one, which is a breathing color mode. You go to a color and it'll just breathe between all of them, or between that one color over and over again, but like you can switch which color is doing the breathing. And as I mentioned, you can change how fast the transition's happening. So you can do, it has 5 speeds. Whenever you switch a mode, it automatically goes to the middle speed. You can increase it by up to 2 and decrease it by up to 2, depending on what you want. So right now, this is the fastest it can go, and this is the slowest. When it's slow, it's kind of hard to even tell that it's transitioning because it's so subtle, which is a good thing if you want it to be subtle. So the next mode we have is gamer mode. I'll go over how to change the this layout in a bit, but first I'm going to get through all the modes. Next one we have here is neon mode, and what it does, it'll switch between all the colors, and I'll go ahead and raise it so it keeps switching faster, as you can see. And then you can slow it down so you can barely tell that it's switching. It's going to be a lot calmer, a lot harder to, it's more subtle. The changes are much more subtle. Next one is key lighting mode. So if I click a key, it will light up. So I'll do the, no, actually I'll just stick with the shift key because it's a little bit more writing, so it's easier to see. So every time I click it, it's different. However, if I click it while it's still lit up, it will literally just stay that one color. So keep that in mind. If it's nice though, the transition's still nice. And of course, I forgot to mention the other modes. You can change how bright they are by pressing up and down. So you see it got a lot dimmer and a lot brighter. It could be a little hard to tell as well because my camera will adjust for brightness. Next one is going to be drift mode. So this mode I like because it has the option to have it as a gradient of colors. So right now, I'll go ahead and speed that up so it's a little easier to see the transitioning as it goes back and forth. And then you can slow it down. And then of course, if you want it to just be one color, you can do that by pressing function and delete. So I'll speed that up again. And you can see you can do it with one color, whichever color you want. So then the next one, oh, and then if you want to go back to the gradient, you keep pressing function delete till you get to gradient. Next one is called, I believe this one's called runner. So it literally just looks like it's running across the keyboard up and down. You're going to increase the speed that it runs at, decrease the speed that it runs at. And yeah, so next one we got is drip ripple. So pretty much how it works is you click a key, ripples outward from there. And of course you can change the speed at which it does it too. So there's fastest and there's the slowest. Next one. This one, it doesn't really have a name. I just call it surrounding. So if I click something, all the keys around it will light up. So if I keep pressing it, it'll stay lit up, so it's a little easier for you to see. The keys that are surrounding it are lit up. Every time you press it, the colors of the keys around it will switch if you give it enough time to turn off. And then you can also do it to where it's just one color every time. So now it'll just be red. When I press function delete, switch it, now it'll just be yellow every time, green, and so on. And you can keep going through until you reach back to the colorful one, so color burst around. And then the last one is called streamer. So I'll go ahead and start that one. And it literally just is streaming across. And the nice thing about this one is, so I'll go ahead and increase it to the max. Let's just make sure, yeah. So that's as fast as it can stream across. But then here's the slowest. So you can literally have it to where it stops. So it's just all a gradient going across, which I really like because that makes the keyboard look so much nicer. You can increase it by 1 so it moves across slowly. And then let's say I want the reds to be over here. So I'll wait till it gets there and then press function and left. So now the red is over here, and so you can customize a little bit better that way. And yeah, so pressing it one more time and we're back to the original one, which is the factory settings. Another thing is, let's real quick go through the gamer mode. There's another way to enter gaming mode. So you have L1 through L5 here. It's on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you press function and L, these are preset. Let's call it preset gaming modes. So how it works is if I press L1, this is has keys that are lit up specifically for a first-person shooter game, maybe. If I press function and L2, this has keys lit up for like CF or Counter-Strike. Function F3, that would be for Call of Duty. Function L4, which is the number 4, would be for League of Legends, and function L5. This one is for QQ Race. So you can set these to whatever you want, like however lit you want it to be. So I'll go to 1. Let's say I don't want it to be this, and I have like Paladins. Let's say I play Paladins a lot. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's kind of like Overwatch. So let's say I want keys specifically for Paladins to be lit up. I'll hold function, and then you want to press home, which has LR. That'll enter it into a recording mode. You'll know because these are flashing, and you notice the whole thing turned dark except for the function key. So let's say I want WASD because that's moving. So WASD. All right. I want those to be a certain color, so let's keep it red. Then let's say I want my abilities to be a different color. QEF. But I don't want them to be the same color as WASD because I want them to stand out. So I can make them yellow, let's say. Now let's say I want my reload button, R, to be a different color. You just keep pressing it until it gets to the color you want. And that's nice because this way you can really customize your keyboard however you want. You can do it for all of the keys on here. So then once you're done, so I'm going to go and change the function key too, so you can do that. And then you can also do, let's see. So as you can see, once you get to white, it'll switch back to off and then red. Alright, so let's say this is exactly how you want it, or maybe even like, I'll just press some random keys, get a little bit more lit up. Okay, let's say these are the keys that you want lit up. Now what you would do is you would press function and home again, and now it's been saved. So I'll go to L2. Now function in L1 is my saved setting. So let's say that you don't like this anymore, and you just want to wipe, let's say you don't like any of the 5 that you've set, and you just want to completely set it back to what it was. Like maybe you preferred the keys that were lit up specifically by the factory settings. What you do is you press function and escape. And it does this little streaming real quick, and that means that it has been set back to factory settings. So now if I press function in L1, it goes back to what we had set for a first-person shooter as the default. So yeah, that's how you do that. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, let's just get something, it doesn't really matter what color, I just need it to be lit, so it's a little easier for you to see. So then we have F1 through F12 are the multimedia keys. You use those for just shortcuts, and then function and print screen, that'll turn off the backlight, and pressing again doesn't turn it back on. Pressing function and mode will turn it back on, starting at the first mode. One of the things I really like about this keyboard specifically is the fact that it does have the secondary number pad. I'm always looking for a keyboard that has one. I think this is probably one of the first ones I've reviewed that actually has a secondary number keypad for a mechanical keyboard, and I just personally like it because sometimes I'll set these for like certain things instead of using the arrow keys, since it is a little bit higher up, so it's on the same level as the WASD. But that's more of a personal preference. Honestly, it just comes down to what you prefer. Alright, so you might have remembered near the beginning of the video I did mention that it has these extra switches. So it comes with 5 extra switches in case you need to replace them. And then this is the tool you use to replace the switches. It's nice that it comes with both of these 5 extra switches and the tool to remove them, because I've never actually bought a mechanical keyboard that actually came with this. So that's nice in case something happens to one of your switches. Now this right here is to remove the keycaps. You might be wondering, why would I ever need to replace my keycaps or remove the keycaps, since they are just, something you press. It's not like anything really happens. Well, sometimes they can get a little worn out, just, from continuous pressing. Maybe you don't like the color. So like this keyboard, it has black keycaps. Let's say you have a set of gold keycaps, whether it be on another another mechanical keyboard, or you just bought a set. Well, you can actually use this to remove these and then put those other ones on it. So that's nice. It gives you more variety on customization. Like I've seen some gold keycaps which will look really nice on a keyboard like this. So yeah, that's always a nice option to have. If you are interested in how to remove the keycaps, I will post a video. I'll post the link to it in the description below, as well as I'll pin a comment with the link. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. The link to this product is in the description below. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or tweet me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for joining me.